Dear tots, very good morning to all of you. Welcome to Online English Class 2020-21 once again. This is Arun Sharma, your PGT English teacher, is going to teach you the next poem of the book Beehive, that is Fire and Ice. Fire and Ice is composed by a very famous American poet named Robert Frost. My dear students, as we have already discussed about Robert Frost in the previous class when we were studying the poem Dust of Snow. As you all know that Fire and Ice is a lyrical poem which has rhyme scheme and rhyming words. It contains 9 lines. Now let us see the title of the poem. Fire and Ice. In this title, fire stands for desire, greed and lust, that is ambition. Similarly, ice stands for hatred, coldness or rigidity, that is strongness. In this poem, the poet says that both the components are compared with self-destructing human emotions. I repeat, by these two words, the poet is trying to say that both the components, which are fire and ice, are compared with self-destructing human emotions, that is hatred and desire. Now, let us see the moral message. The poet is trying to convey a very supporting or favorable message, that is, we let our emotions rule us. It is done by everybody that sometimes we let our emotions rule us. And if we do not control them, it means if we do not control them, they will surely destroy everything around us. It is really true that if we are not able to control the emotion, definitely they will surely destroy everything, even the whole life of human beings. In this poem, similarly, the poet thinks fire and ice both are just as components in bringing the world to a catastrophic end. Catastrophic means a disastrous, a calamity type. Now let us see the rhyme scheme of the poem. In this poem, the rhyming words are fire, ice, desire, fire. Twice, hate, ice, suffice. My dear students, as I have discussed and I have already taught you to how to find the rhyme scheme and the rhyming words in a poem. Let us see. Fire is as same as desire and fire. So fire contains the alphabetical letter A. Desire is also same as fire, and again fire is also same as desire and fire. So all have the alphabet A. Now ice is different from all of them. So ice has the alphabet B. Now let us see in last 5 lines. Twice has the alphabet A, hate has the alphabet B, ice has the alphabet A, suffice has the alphabet B. Now let us see twice, ice, suffice. All 3 words have the same alphabet, that is A, and hate has different alphabet, that is B. So in both the stanzas, the rhyming words are A, B, A, A. So the rhyme scheme will be ABAA. Now let us see the figure of speech in the poem. My dear students, as we have already discussed about the definition of figure of speech in the previous class, I am going to repeat the definition of figure of speech once again. A figure of speech is a word or a phrase which is used to decorate the poetry to provide it a beauty as well as a dramatic effect. So in this poem, similarly, the poet Robert Frost beautifully has used two important figure of speech named alliteration and anaphora. Alliteration and anaphora. Now let us see these two figure of speeches. We are seeing that in the first line there is a figure of speech alliteration. Let us see the book now. In the first line there is a figure of speech alliteration, and the example is some say. You can see these two words have the same letter or consonant in the beginning, and according to the definition of figure alliteration, it is said that if two words used in a poem contain similar consonants are the best example of alliteration. So in the first line there is a figure of speech alliteration. Now let us see the second figure of speech, that is anaphora. Anaphora means, it is also explained in the previous class when I was discussing over the poem Dust of Snow. In this figure of speech, you can see, in this figure of speech, this figure of speech brings the effect of loud speech in the poem, generally used by the poets to express their loud speech, that is shouts in poetry. Now let us see the example in the poem Fire and Ice. You can see here, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. Now you can see some say in both the lines in sequence. These two words have been used similarly. So we can say that this is the example of the figure of speech anaphora. Now let us see the difficult words in the poem. The first word is world. In the poem, the poet has used this world to express the human life, that is a civilized life. Fire means desire, greed or lust, that is ambition. Ice means hatred, coldness or rigidity, that is strongness. Favor means support or approval. Perish means die. Suffice means be sufficient. Now let us see the introduction as well as the summary of the poem in detail. There are many theories about how the world will die or will end ultimately. The end is inevitable, means unavoidable. It may be turned to ashes by fire or frozen to death by ice. The sun at some stage may spit fire, and forest fires may engulf the whole world. The world may go up in flames due to deadly war weapons as well. My dear students, or if the sunlight does not reach the earth, the world will grow colder and colder. All forms of life will thus lie cold and lifeless. The poet, from his personal experience of strong passions, conflict, and cruelty, can say that the world will perish means die because of evil or wicked nature of man himself. Man will set the world on fire because of his own stupidity. Fire of violent desires will put an end to the world. But if the world is recreated or saved from fire and faces the danger of death again, the poet thinks that it will die of ice. Ice here stands for coldness, indifference, hatred, and insensitivity. The poet has seen enough of hatred in the world, enough to kill all warmth of love and brotherly feelings. Now let us see the explanation of the poem stanza wise. You can see in the poem the title is Fire and Ice. Now let us see the line of the poem. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. As I have discussed about the difficult words in this stanza, the world means life, desire means passion, that is hot emotions, favor means support or approval. Now let us see. The poem expresses the profound idea that the world would end in either of two ways, either by ice or fire. One group of the opinion that someday the earth's core will get so heated up that it would lead to fire destroying the earth's surface. On the other hand, the second group says that the temperature goes down to an extent that makes life on earth impossible. If it would have the same catastrophic effect. Catastrophic means disastrous effect. The poet then compares fire and ice with the destructive features of human emotions, desire and hatred. He says that from what he is aware about fiery desires, he would favor the ones who say that it would be fire. By saying so, he brings about the idea that human beings let their emotions rule them, and the consequence of unmonitored longing is a type of confusion. Now let us see the next stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Let us see the stanza once again. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. In this stanza, let us see the difficult word meanings. Perish means to die. Suffice means be sufficient. In this stanza, the poet says that then by not waving off the first option of fire, he considers if the world has to expire twice, ice would be equally component in ending it. He brings about the contrast between fire and ice. The human capability of insensitivity and hatred has the potential for inner destruction. Though slow and steady, it has the same effect that desire has on us. So, if given an option between fire and ice, ice would be just as good as fire to destroy the earth. That's all in this video. I hope you will understand the poem clearly. I will upload the assignment along with this video. All of you stay safe, stay healthy. Have a nice day.